Guys, I could literally talk forever about this subject. I have just recorded 2 videos today already about manifestation, and here I am recording the 3rd. Anyone else would think I'm ill, but clearly this is what my soul desires, and that is everything I speak about. Follow what your soul desires, what your heart desires, and everything positive will come of it. This is how to raise your frequency to get everything that you desire. Your frequency is the most important part of you aligning with that new reality. We need to raise our frequency to become aligned with our highest self. To become aligned, we need to align our 3D reality's energy with our 4D reality's energy. This way we'll be able to literally quantum jump into that new reality. So we need to raise our vibration so that it's aligned with our higher self. Our higher self is already inside of us, we just need to tap into it. And when we become aligned with our higher self, we're going to become way more intuitive, and we are going to receive those downloads from our higher self every single day, all day, every day. You're going to literally be able to ask a question, ask for a sign, and it'll just appear in your reality effortlessly when you're aligned with your higher self. Because when you're on a low frequency and you're always reacting to the world, you're always angry, you always come from a place of resentment, then you're not going to be aligned with your higher self. You're not going to receive those downloads, you're not going to receive that wisdom. And when we're in alignment with our higher self, we're also going to get those intuitive nudges to tell us which direction to follow in order to get to the end result that we want to get to. So we all know where we want to get to, it's just how are we going to get there? What do we need to do? Our higher self knows that. All of the answers are inside of us, we just need to tap into them. We don't want to slowly elevate ourselves, you know, like this. We can literally just jump into that energy all of a sudden. You know when you meditate and you get into a deep relaxation and you start visualizing? That's you jumping into that. You instantly change your vibration, you instantly change your feeling, and then you suddenly are like, that's why it's such a tough smack to the face when people come out of visualization and they're like, they realize they're back in their 3D world. Number 1, consuming high vibrational foods. So all of our foods in the world has a vibration, right? If something is man-made, if a food is man-made, it's going to hold a vibration of 0. It was made in a factory, it was man-made, it didn't come from nature. Then you've got food that's obviously natural. We've got our fruit, our vegetables, smoothies. Everything that has come from nature has a higher vibration. And this is why people say, I mean, I used to be a nurse, and this is why people used to be banging on about, like, to our patients, everyone used to just bang on about healthy eating to our customers, oh my god, to our patients. And this is why. It's because literally when you're eating healthy, your body is in such a high state of healing. It heals you, you heal yourself basically through these foods and like your vegetables. You give yourself the vitamins that you need. There's no vitamins in added food, in factory created food, and other than added vitamins, and even then the vitamins are probably man-made. So it's like you have to put yourself in a state of healing by eating these high vibrational foods. Number 2 is obviously eating and consuming high vibrational drinks. So again, you could consume smoothies, for instance. If you don't like fruit and veg a lot, then create smoothies and drink them instead. That is a way that I started to ease into drinking and eating better foods. I never used to eat greens. I was that kid that was like, I've never ate greens, I've never ate fruit, and I'm fine, look at me. Well, you know what, guys, now I realise I'm not fine. When you start to look into yourself, you realise there's a lot of things inside of you, a lot of things wrong with you that you don't even need, that you don't even know about. From the outside, I look fine, but on the inside, my body could be deteriorating 10 years faster than everyone else because I don't eat my greens and I don't eat my vegetables. So now I do, obviously. And I also have matcha, ceremonial grade matcha, straight from Japan. We've been to Japan twice in the last 2 years, and I tell you what, twice in the last year, sorry, and they're doing something right over there, I tell you that. They know all of this stuff about vibrations. They sleep on the floor on wooden beds because they know that they're closer to the earth and they can receive the earth's vibrations. Meanwhile, in the Western world, we're sleeping on bed frames, on top of concrete, on top of plastic, like all this stuff. This is why we're so disconnected, honestly, and we don't live as long. Meanwhile, in Japan, they have the longest living people on the earth. Matcha has 10 times more antioxidants in than a cup of green tea. And everyone knows how good green tea is because everyone always teaches you about how good green tea is. But matcha is 10 times better than green tea. Next one on my list is, because I've got a list on my phone here, but number 3 is rose oil. So rose oil is actually the highest vibrational oil ever to exist. So you can get, I forgot the name of it, but there's the highest concentration, the highest vibrational type of rose oil, and it's like £100 for like literally an amulet like this big. And I got it from Ella Ringrose. She spoke about this rose oil, literally like a little amulet. She's got it, and you just need a dab of it. You're not actually supposed to put it on your skin purely, like pure form. So this little amulet here is supposed to be diluted in like a carrier oil, so then you rub it on you and it actually lasts a long time and it goes a long way. So I bought just like a cheaper version that's diluted as well in I've actually got it here with me now. These bottles were from Amazon. It had a crystal on the top and then it broke off, but it's literally a roller thing. So I've diluted some of the rose oil and I'll literally put it here like this, put it here on my wrist. Oh my god, roses smell so good and it really does raise your vibration. It's so nice and it's such a good smell. Like, this is way better than perfume. There's no alcohol in it or anything. Putting alcohol on your skin, irritating your skin, you know, it's going into your bloodstream. Not good. Number 4 is crystals. So another thing that comes from the ground is crystals. I have a crystal here. This is a clear quartz, which is for a good all-rounder crystal basically, because I don't really have any crystals, just this big one here. I love the fact that it's a ball, like I love it so much. So I hold it when I'm manifesting and when I'm meditating because crystals hold such a high vibration. They're literally a natural material straight from the earth. Again, anything from nature as such already carries naturally a high vibration. So clear one, great for healing, great for everything. It holds a good frequency. And just keeping it close to you, putting it in the sunlight is gonna charge it up, as people call it, but it's really just absorbing all of the energy from the sunlight and it's gonna really be great in your life. So keeping your surroundings with stuff like this, just literally nature, plants, crystals, anything from nature is gonna be so good for your frequency. And it's going to be great to raise your vibration outside of your mood, because most people think that to raise your vibration you just have to be happy chappy all the time and like think positively, you know, peace to everything. But it's not about that. Like, your vibration comes from within. It's not just to do with your facial expressions and what you say. Another thing is going to be high vibrational clothes. A lot of people probably haven't heard about high vibrational clothes, but basically we are wearing clothes nowadays that are made of plastic. Did you know that what you're wearing right now is likely made of plastic? Plastic doesn't come from the ground, it's man-made, and it holds a vibration of 0. Our bodies naturally vibrate at 100 hertz, around 100 hertz, right? And when you wear clothes that vibrate at a frequency of 0, you're pulling down that frequency. When people have skin diseases and they have irritations, they get contact dermatitis, like, it's always because of some sort of irritation, and our clothes don't help with that. When you have literal plastic clothes and it's rubbing against you all the time, that is so irritating on your clothes, and then you're sleeping in the clothes, you're going to work in the clothes, you put on more plastic clothing. When you say it like that and you say you're wearing plastic clothes, then it kind of sounds a bit icky. So polyester is 100% plastic. Most clothes nowadays, fast fashion, Primark, ASOS, cheapest way to make clothes, Shein, Temu, is by making clothes out of plastic, because plastic can be just pump, pump, pump. It's man-made, you can make unlimited amounts of it, it's just bam, bam, bam. So that's why you buy clothes and it's so cheap. And again, I do buy clothes. This is from Primark here. No, I do still buy things from these places. No one is perfect, But what I am doing is obviously slowing down buying. I slowly buy things instead. If I can't find anything anywhere else, then I'll buy it from Primark. Like this top, couldn't find anything, needed to go on holiday the next day, bought it, fine. Whereas this skirt that I've got on right now is from Japan, it's from Uniqlo. It's a nice little pleated beach skirt, and this is made from 100% cotton. Obviously I did pay a bit extra for it, but it feels amazing. Cotton, organic cotton is 100 hertz, which is the same vibration as your body. Non-organic cotton, which is normal cotton, is 80 hertz, so it's slightly lower, but cotton's better than polyester. So organic cotton is the best, but the highest vibrations are wool and linen. Wool and linen, they can't be worn together because they cancel each other out magnetically. Like their actual frequency they cancel each other out, but luckily enough you wear linen in the summer and wool in the winter anyways, so you're not really going to be wearing them at the same time. But wool and linen clothing is so expensive purely just because they are so rare to get. They're from animals. Wool and linen and silk, they're all from like living creatures, right? And those, because they've come from a living being, right? That's why they're so high frequency. And that is what you want to be having on your body. You want to be having something from nature that holds a high frequency. So if your body vibrates at 100 hertz, right? And polyester vibrates at 0, cotton vibrates at 80 if it's non-organic, wool and linen vibrate at 2000 hertz. So I looked at having a full linen bed, right? In the hospitals, we used to have linen bedding because linen is antibacterial and antifungal by nature. So you physically won't have any bacteria, any fungus in your bed if you have linen bedding. It's why all the hospitals use linen bedding, right? For all the patients. So I looked at linen bedding, and guys, it came to like over £100 for a double bed. But honestly, I would pay it. And I will pay it, but I've just bought a new bed, hence why I'm on the floor right now. So I need to get those linen sheets, definitely. But if you wore like a wool coat in the summer, like in the winter, sorry, like that's gonna be 2000 hertz right there. Like, it's insane. Anyways, moving on to the last point now. Arguably one of the most important points is grounding. So Earth has a frequency, we have a frequency. When we get stressed, we get dysregulated. When we get anxious, we get dysregulated. Our emotions are going high, then low, we're on an emotional roller coaster. We need to be grounded. We need to let out all of this excess energy. And by doing this, the only way you can do it is by touching nature, the actual floor. This doesn't mean going outside in nature, because your shoes are probably literally physically blocking. If you're wearing shoes made out of plastic, which most of your trainers, your shoes, your dolly shoes, Crocs, I love Crocs, but girl, they are plastic. They're blocking the frequency. You cannot let out all of this excess energy and ground yourself and balance your energy if you're wearing plastic shoes. So I bought grounding strips to go on my Crocs, because I wear my Crocs all day, every day, right? So this strip is like a copper wire, and it goes from the inside of your shoe, where your heel is, it goes around the side and onto the bottom of your shoe. So it connects, and it's got metal in there. So scientifically, the metal conducts the energy from the earth and sends it straight up into your body. So therefore, you're still going to be receiving the energy from the earth, even if you're wearing Crocs. Deborah Meaden from Dragon's Den actually grounds for 2 hours a day. She actually physically gets her shoes and sits in her garden for 2 hours a day. Probably not very convenient in the winter time, but nevertheless, there was a scientist as well, that I mentioned this in another video. A scientist actually got a copper wire, attached it to his garden, trailed it up into his bedroom and wrapped it around his toe. And he got a frequency stick and measured the frequency, and it was traveling up into his foot. Nowadays you can get pillows. Oh gosh, I don't have it on my bed right now, but there's a grounding plug. So if you're in the UK, we've got a plug and the top one is a grounding plug, right? And you plug it into the wall and it grounds the pillow. The pillow's got a metal lining in it and you're grounding by lying on the pillow. So there's a lot of way to ground, a lot of ways to ground yourself. You don't have to actually touch nature, but this is why the thing goes around where people say, oh, you need to touch some grass, right? You need to touch some grass, you need to get out in nature. It's because of this reason basically, and a lot of people don't actually realize it. So yeah, those are all the ways to raise your vibration from the inside out so that you can become magnetic for all of your desires. Again, if you have any questions, let me know down below. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Don't forget to keep your vibration super high outside of just your mood. Like, it's okay to waver in your mood as long as your actual internal being is vibrating at a consistent, good cellular level, then no one will be able to shift you. You want to have that aim, the end result. Don't let anyone be able to shift you because you're just consistently on this internal high vibration. No one can shift you. But yeah, anyways, gonna see you in the next video now, and have a lovely day. Bye.